And this time in the workshop I'm fixing a little British record player. And this is the ITT KP821, probably from around 1972. It's a portable unit but mains only powered. I think any reference to it being 20 watts is nothing to do with the music power. I think it's more like 3 watts. I have no idea if that's an early or late serial number to be honest, but there it is. The lids contain oval shaped loudspeakers which simply lift away, revealing the record player inside. And here we've got one of the end of the speaker connectors. You can see it's rather tarnished. That's a sign of things to come, I think, in this. I'm not a fan of how the mains cable's stored in here, not with a delicate stylus and mechanisms. In this half lead you can see the speaker and how the cable's nicely stowed away. But that's not the case in this one, I think because the plastic's broken off. However, the record player looks very much like an old BSR design. 3 speed, 3 sizes and 3 functions. Stop, start and auto. I'm not sure if stop's a function. What am I saying? The ITT part will be the amplifier, equipped with the usual adjustments. This unit was handed to me by a young friend of mine who works at the local bar. Now it belonged to his grandfather and I need to fix it so I can teach him how to use it. Because it's fair to say, not all of this is intuitive to the youth of today. Although the fact that the platter spins freely is encouraging. Well, let's plug it in and see what happens. Let's move this lever to the start position. Oh, that's not going anywhere. Just check it's not in the middle of some sequence, but no, it's free to turn. What about this? Oh, that moves. Sort of. And so does this. Okay. I suspect the mechanism's completely gummed up with old grease, so I'm going to have to strip it down. Quite a bit of work. First thing is to get this turntable platter off, and we'll try not to fire the circlip over the workshop. Just lift it off. Yeah, it's coming up nicely. And there we have the classic British record player design. I have to say, I don't see much wear in it. This idler wheel looks brand new. Let's check the motor shaft turns freely. And it does. Let's see how this cam wheel moves. Oh, it doesn't. Wow, that is solid. We'll just slide this clip off then. And it should lift away, but it's, oh, it's not going to lift away, is it? I've been here before. A bit of hot air will sort this out. Just need to heat the centre of this hub up so it softens the grease. You can tell if it's softened if you can start to rotate it a bit. Yeah, that's nice and free now. Just lift it off with some pliers, it's going to be rather hot. We can see the start lever's being held off by something. It's difficult for me to show this, but the tone arm's quite stiff. It feels like it's dragging, very gummed up. And that thrust bearing is caked in old grease. That's going to have to be cleaned up. Go. It feels more like toffee. This little cam follower as well is supposed to rotate. Look at that. Absolutely solid. Looks like someone's melted a Werther's original on it. We'll see if we can fix that with a hot air trick as well. Keep it away from the plastic, mind you. It's starting to go. Oh, it smells like hot wax crayon. That'll do. We'll see if we can soften it all with some isopropyl alcohol before we get some fresh lube on it. Same goes for this cam track. Down the middle. Need to get that old grease out of the centre. That's where most of the problems were. Now these two plates need to be very free. They don't want any grease sort of making them drag along. They feel a little bit lethargic. Let's give that a little spritz. That should be very dry as well. Shouldn't have anything on it. I'll put these in a little dish of IPA to let it soak through. It's quite hard to clean this off now it's revolving. I might have to chisel this off. Let's put some tissue around this spindle. Give it a good old squirt of IPA there. Let's get that old grease off. Now back to this part. Should have had a good old clean out now. It's nice and loose. We'll just put a cotton bud through the centre. There we are. Just let that dry off. Just going to dig out the worst of the grease out of the bearing. Like I said, set like toffee. Okay, so bad I can't even get this screwdriver out. This is what happens when grease goes very old. It might as well go in that IPA, soften it off with these two other bits, the washers, stuck to my fingers. We'll come back to those later. So right, the rest of it's accessed from underneath. And up she comes. So here's our first glimpse of the full mechanism, and it is indeed a BSR. And I spy an old selenium plate rectifier. That'll stink if that ever blows, like rotten eggs. And now it's upside down, we can see the stylus. Actually there, that tiny little point. I've seen worse still play a record. But back to the matching hand, the start lever wouldn't move. But it all seems free this end. So we've got more solidified grease over here. And it looks it as well, look. Oh, that was wet. I wasn't expecting that bit to be. But as you'd expect, this part that's seized up's underneath all this other stuff. So, oh well, I have to start from the top and work down. Or was that start from the bottom and work my way up? I'm going to pop some more circlips off. Just under this spring. Just pop this spring up. And that reveals another circlip. And I reckon this just wiggles off now. It more or less does. Just release the auto changer spindle. I think I'll disconnect this linkage because I want to take the whole thing out. But I'll have to take the motor off because I can't get at this screw. So back at the top side now. There's one. And this one here. And this one. So that should lift out of the way. And it does. It's unusual for these rubber mountings to still be in good condition. We are lucky. Just need to release this cable clamp on the cartridge leads. That should allow us to get the screwdriver on here. Oh, so this thing's in the way. That's stiff as well. This one's supposed to be fairly stiff, but yeah, not that tight. Just need to release the arm, just a little circlip again. Let's get the screwdriver in this little clip. There we are. Just need to release this nut. And up it comes. This is the part that's not letting the start-stop lever move, and it's tight. Oh, it's just going. Oh, there we go. Oh, it is tight. Yes. Oh, gummed up grease. I'm going to get these shafts off here. So I'm going to take these circlips out. So remove this retainer. And another tiny circlip here. Now we can lift that out. And basically the trick with these is to completely dismantle them. That's all there is to it. Good old clean. Never sure how to take these off. Sort of like that, I reckon. Yeah. Let's get this spring up. Okay, circlip on here. That felt sticky. Oh, I think it's this that's stuck. Yeah. Ooh. Not many parts left now. Not even sure what that's for. And finally, this thing. That's stuck as well. Leave it up. There we are. I'm just going to wipe the worst off first. Then wash it off with the IPA again. You can see the IPA sends the grease a bit of a milky colour. Now, I'm not sure what that is. That's set rock hard, that has. It will break off. Yeah. Not what you'd expect grease to look like, is it? More of it on the back that doesn't want to move. Yeah, I'm going to take this off as well, even though it's freed up a bit. Give it a clean. Now back to that bearing. That grease should have softened up a bit now. See if we can brush the debris out. All I've got to do now is put these back together. We'll start with the record diameter select mechanism. Just had this little hat on there. Just moves like this in 3 different positions. So we need a little bit of lube on there. I personally favoured this semi-fluid grease. Just put a little bit on the spindle. A little bit just there when it brushes around. So we can put that back in. Put a little bit on there. That's the face that's going to get the wear. Put a little hat back on. Don't want to get my fingers in it too much. That's secured with a circlip, a little spring on it. We'll see how that goes. Just off with the circlip up to the slot and give it a push. Just stretch the spring over there. There we go. Lovely. Next we've got this linkage. Just going to put a little bit of grease around the edge here, top and bottom. So that's going to go engaging in there. Twist it around. Just insert this little post, and that's secured by this spring clip. Like that. Now insert this spring-loaded little doohickey. Then a little bit of grease around here for the next part. Which goes on here. And secure it with the circlip. There's a lot of tension on this, I tell you. Now you've got this part going in. Give it a bit of lube. This is the part that it's seized up before. Put the washer on. And the little circlip. Then the springs, feed that through that hole and over this shaft. Like that. I'm going to smear a bit on here as well. We've already got some on there, I think. And put this part on. This end's retained with a rather large-ish circlip. The pliers on it. Got the spring over here. And that's retained by this little 4-spoke thing. Something like that. I remember this was seized up before. Look how slick that is. Nice. I'm going to put the plastic indexing gear on there now. It's a push fit. Let's just install the tone arm post. It goes on there like that. It's retained by a circlip. A bit of light lube around here. And install this little post. Held in with another circlip. It's got this little retaining spring housing here. It sits like that. Then the spring itself. A little bit of grease around here. A little pivot. We'll just feed the auto trigger lever through this hole, rotate it, feed it on there. A little bit more grease. I don't put too much on, but it's hard. It's hard to put tiny bits of grease on. The plastic washer went back on there, followed by the circlip. Very small one. This part here definitely needs some grease lube on there. It's going to get a fair bit of wear. As is this ramp. Now we've got the main plate. Just going to thread that through there. And then line these pattern dowels up. Just pop the circlip on there. We've got a spring. I think it's easier to fit this end first. It under there. This end goes over the circlip, over here, over there. Well, I've not quite got that right. This is also retained by a circlip. There we go. Now you have another spring, funny shaped one. I think it has to go up through here. Then just hook it like that. Just grease this track up on this side as well. And put the washer on there. Then there's a tension spring, followed by a circlip. So I'm going to have to press this down and get this in. Now ready for the cam wheel. Just going to put a bit of grease inside the track. That'll do nicely, and a tiny bit just at the beginning of this little hub, because most of it we're going to lubricate on the shaft. It's got some little slots in to retain a little bit of grease, and it's this little cam follower. Notice it turns freely now. Before the cam wheel can go on, I'm going to put the bearing back on here. It consists of a washer and the bearing itself. Just put some grease in there, fresh grease. That should be enough. Just give it a bit of a roll around. Drop the bearing on there and the other washer on top. Now the cam wheel can go on. Just orientate it in the right place. Just give this a bit of a jiggle and circle it on. Just going to put the lightest bit of machine oil on here, then drop this on. Nice and loose. Now I can insert the rebuilt chassis, take that through the right hole there. There's a few holes to thread through actually. Get this lined up. Let's pop some screws in. This one's got the cable clamp for the phono leads. Pop the spring cap on, the circlet, take the little hair off, and this last screw's got the little tag board on. Let's thread this little linkage through. Then the motor goes in next. Stick the washer on, then a circlet, and the next one over here. Bit fiddly this one. And finally this one over here. There we are. I had this little plastic nut on there. I think it's just a bit of a slight retainer. The bit that counts is this little brass screw. It's about that far. Let's put the tone arm back on. Sort of centre that part. Thread it up. Let's see if the motor runs now. Yes, it does. We've got speed control. It's supposed to be 78 RPM, but I think the thing is a little bit against the side. Okay, yes. 45. Yeah, and 33. Yeah. Speed control's working. Put a little bit of grease around the spindle. Oh, try not to get it everywhere. Now the platter can go on. Look at that. Let's put the circlip in and get it in the groove. Let's put the auto changer shaft back in. Okay, now it's time to test the auto changer mechanism. With the arm latched in the up position, it should continually cycle. Let's move this all the way over to auto. Well, that's not doing anything. I'll just see if it just needs resetting. Just bring the stylus over here, or the tone arm. No, that's not resetting. Well, the speed's got nothing to do with it, but let's check it runs at 33. Speed's up to 45. And 78. Yes. Don't know if I can provoke it with any of these. Well, I've clearly got it wrong somewhere. Hopefully not too deep in the mechanism. But I'll have to take the turntable off again. Come back here, you. This rubber tyre drives against the side of the turntable, which rotates this gear in the centre. Under normal conditions this cam doesn't turn because there's no teeth there, but what should happen when this is started, or if the tone arm comes near, you should kick this out and this should start to rotate like this. Bring in the tone arm, I can turn it into position and it settles down and parks again until this moves over to the centre record, so it kicks it over there. Oh, let's try that again. Oh, that's more like it. Let's simulate the last record dropped. Must have got its knickers in a knot. Seems to be working okay now. Although, why is there a ball bearing in this jar? Where's that from? Although when we first tried it, it wasn't doing that, was it? Makes me think there's trouble underneath here. And this is the end of the auto changer reset lever. Activated by either the tone arm coming across or by selecting auto start. I've got a feeling the ball bearings come out of here. Of course, if this is sitting too low, it won't cause the thing to trip. Yes, the ball bearing would hold it in position. Let's try and install it. Hope I don't have to bend it too much. Let's get it in the slot. There we go. Oh, that's better. Let's get the cam wheel back on. Let's get it into position. I need to move that cam follower out of the way. That's better. Pop the platter back on. I was going to test the auto changer with 2 records. That's what it's designed for, or maybe more. To start it in auto mode, we should see the record drop. Look at that. And it's even picking up the start of the track properly. Drops the next record perfectly. I do like how this is all lining up nicely. I haven't adjusted anything. And we'll stop that right there. Perfect. Let's try on a 78, which is a 10-inch disc. It's probably an idea to flip the stylus over. Let's put this old classic on. Let's try it with these speakers. Got to test those. They are rather filthy contacts, but they'll probably work. Oh, there's no leading on the old 78. Just nudge the needle across. There we go. It's not very loud. Turn the volume up. Oh, it's making no difference. Tell you what, I don't hear any crackling either. I expect to hear crackling. Oh, I don't think the amp's working. Let's give these a bit of a rattle. Give it a good clean. Let's get the fiberglass brush on it. Brings them up nicely. No different. We'll lock the tone arm down, stop it flapping about. Rather interesting with these, the motor actually doubles as a transformer for this. So the mains goes in here, the high voltage goes into the motor winding, the primary. This secondary side is lower voltage, which is fed into this selenium bridge rectifier to create DC. I don't think this has failed because it doesn't smell badly. So I'll set this in the run position. See if we've got any DC output. Nothing. Absolutely zero. We've got anything on the input side? No, neither. I wonder if it's the fuse. Yes, it is. 17 volts. Let's turn it off. Just peel this cardboard wrapper off. It's measuring the secondary fuse. 31k. Well, there's your problem. What about the primary one? 23 ohms. Well, I mean it works because we saw it working, but that's not exactly zero. Well, let's just pop them out anyway. Gently. Oh, this one is very dark and dodgy. Look at it. Let's see if it is just corrosion. Let's find a shiny part. No, it's open circuit. Why? See if I can clean this up a bit. Made the value off it. And there we go. F500 milliamps. Fast blow half amp fuse. And it's blown. What about the primary fuse? We know it's working, it measures funny. But now we know why. It's a time delay 80 milliamp fuse. Well, I haven't got any of those. Good job, it's okay, I reckon. That's why it's high resistance. I'm going to power this up with some DC first. See if we've got problems that would likely to blow a fuse. I'll set this to about 300 milliamps. We'll stick it on the AC side. Well, I can hear humming. That's good. A little bit crackly. Not too bad. That's working. Well, I think we can risk a fuse in there. Luckily I've got a little stash of fast blow fuses. Hopefully it doesn't blow. There could be reasons for it to happen. Start it up. I saw that element slightly move. I'll try that again. Might dig deeper. There might be something causing a bit of inrush. Let's try and get this cover back over. Went like that, I think. I'm not entirely sure how to get in here, but I see screws and I'm drawn to undo them. The screwdriver only just fits in here. I think these knobs have to come off. Yep. I think the handle covers are going to have to come off. That's annoying. That's definitely an early 70s circuit board. Big fat PCB traces. And big chunky pots. Nice. And flammable insulators. Don't see polystyrene now, do you? It is quite an eclectic mix of components on here. I don't know when they stopped using this type of capacitor. I'm surprised it's still around in the 70s. And this dates it as well. TAA621AX amplifier chip with staggered leads. Very old school. But overall, I don't think there's much wrong with this. But I think I'll give these pots a bit of a clean and lube, but I'll have to unsolder them. That'll be easier and probably quicker than trying to wrestle the deoxit tube round everywhere. Should have used a bigger nozzle really. No, I'm doing it now. I'll persevere. Just seen that's on a massive piece of copper, soaking all the heat away. Let's hope this iron's got enough oomph. There's a clip on here and annoyingly they've soldered it on. Hopefully they all come out together. It's a little bit tight. There we go. Oh, what did I unsolder there? Wasn't supposed to. Ah, resistor. Well, these look in nice condition physically. A lot of 2 meg, 2 gang pots, 2 meg again. This is 500k. They feel a little bit rough. That one especially. Yeah, I think nothing a bit of deoxit won't solve. Well, this stuff's supposed to clean and lubricate, so solves 2 problems in one. Still overpriced though. And the can leaks. But they are a little bit smoother with this, I have to say. Let's let the excess drain away. Might check the health of this cap, the main fields cap, see if there's any trouble. I don't expect it to be bad. But it might keep the capacitor police off my back for a bit. They'd have me change a lot, I know. Oh, I'd say that's probably leaky. Oh. Only supposed to be 680 microfarads, so 820 is a bit of an indication of current leakage. That's a bit of an experiment. See if I can cure this. I'm going to attach the bench power supply, limited to 10 milliamps. See if I can reform the dielectric. We'll leave it like that a little while. Okay, well, it's not registering any leakage on there. It only resolves to 1 milliamp, but that's pretty low. See if that's made any difference to its capacitance. Not really. There's one more test I can do. ESR, see it handles 100 kHz. Not that it's got to in this application, but that's pretty good. I think that cap can stay. I don't see anything wrong with it. Okay, now for this merry bunch. That was sharp. Occupational hazard. They're big fat 70s solder pads. Easy to solder. Just use a lot of solder up, that's the trouble. And the one I shouldn't have undone. Put this clip back on. Let's put a bit of solder on here. I'm not going to go mad with it. There we go. I'm going to clean this up with some foam cleaner, but before I do a little test piece. See if it loosens any of the paint. Don't rub the writing off again. Key to this is to just give it a dab at first. Seems okay. No transfer of colour onto the tissue. No, I think we're good. I think what's on there is called dirt. Give it a bit of a wipe then. Just reinsert the period correct insulator, the polystyrene, and fit the casing back over. Back on with the handle. I did this on an Amstrad once and the handle snapped. Now I've got to fit the knobs back on. They've got a plastic collar. Hope that goes on okay. Oh, quite nicely. So it should all be working now. I need to take this off again because I can't get these screws in. Oh yeah, this speaker plug, I never cleaned it, did I? Clean some of the grot out of this. The only way to clean this grainy texture is with a stiff brush. And now I've not forgot to repair this. We'll give it a bit of a clean, a bit of IPA on there. A cloth just to clean any excess dust and dirt off. Because I'm going to glue a metal piece in there. And here it is, this piece. I made this in the other workshop and I can't get a camera in there because it's absolutely full. So I'm going to use some epoxy resin. Don't need a lot, but this stuff has a habit of one side coming out easily and the other one sort of lags on later. It's supposed to be the same size for each one. Well, I think that'll do. Way more than I want. So, mix it up. I'll just flip that upside down because I want to put a bit more reinforcement on. I think that's about it. Well, it's all back together now, looking rather smart. One last thing I'm going to do, I'll fit a new stylus. Just pull it out. These styluses are very common on the old BSR record decks. This is an ST12. I don't know if it's that good or not, but I've actually been given a donation. A while ago I've been given a little box full of ST8 styluses, which I think are pretty compatible. Putting them back is a little bit more tricky. Let's put a bit more force on than I'm generally comfortable doing. There we are. Might try an LP on this, 33 RPM. That'll be 12 inch. Wouldn't think that'd fit on here. So we need to flip the stylus over. That's playing nicely and even picks up in the right position as well. Very happy with this repair. Now, I won't make this record playing too long. I've already had a bogus copyright strike, but I wouldn't like a real one. Instead, we'll play out to an old record I've been getting away with for years. That moaning saxophone rag. So if you ever wondered what that silly tune was on my channel, now you know. Catch you next time.